What's up YouTube, it's NG, the Neon X, and I'm back. Today I'd like to compare digital pens. My current pen, the Bamboo Ink that I got from my LG V60, broke on me. It fell into a pool of water, and though I pretty much instantly took it out, the slight emergence of the pen under the water pretty much scrambled out whatever is in there. Pen stopped working and I was quite sad. Long story short, that same day I went and I ordered the exact same pen back because, you know, this pen has been very good to me. But at the same time, I had to ask myself, is this pen the is-all end-all of digital pens? And so I began to look into other styluses, and I came across three others that I thought might be a good comparison to this. So without further ado, this is what I'm into.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
Now for this nowhere near scientific pen comparison, I'm going to be using one of my groupings here that I simply call Learn. That is the group that I use when I just want to go online, do some research for whatever video I'm trying to make or whatever I'm doing at that time. Maybe I'm trying to write something, I'm trying to see how a character might work, you know, whatever the case might be. And it is a grouping of OneNote and Microsoft Edge. Now, as you can see, I have OneNote on this side, so we can see how the pen writes things down, draws, and here we can see how it responds to the internet, how it clicks on links and things along those lines. So let's start off here by just opening a brand new page in OneNote. I don't need a title. I'll just switch to my pen real quick, and let's just see exactly how it writes here. This here is the Bamboo Ink. This is the pen that I've been using for a while now, so I'm pretty used to how this one responds to OneNote. Now here, there's a slight, almost imperceptible delay. Almost. It's there, but it's nothing that will bother you. However they designed this pen here, it is really good at note taking, especially on the Duo. Now when you want to erase, you just press the button here. If you guys can see it, there's these two buttons. You just press the button and you can just erase whatever you wrote. It works out really well. I touch light, I touch a little heavier, I press it down. You can see there is a slight difference in how thick the line is. But to go from heavy to light and all, it doesn't really show it all that well. In my personal opinion, I've seen other pens do a lot better. But then again, I don't draw that much. It's not on my device. It's not on this device. Maybe I would be more accustomed to how it flows. But I mainly just write. Now, as far as going on the web, as you can see, it's fine. When you put the pen down, there's a slight lag when you go up and down through your websites. You are free to click on anything there with a quick tap. It does go through, but as you see, when I put the pen and I scroll, the pen moves up ever so slightly and then the page follows behind. Again, not anything that would cause too much issue as you're trying to surf, but it is there, and some might find it a little annoying. According to Amazon, this particular device is the Wacom CS321A KOB bamboo ink. There's a lot to say. Let's just call this the black bamboo ink pen. Now, like I said, I think this is the pen that came out before the one that I currently have. I'm not exactly sure. I got this off of eBay for about, I think it was 23 bucks. It didn't come with a box. It just came in an envelope with the bubble wrap inside and a battery that didn't work. So again, I put in one of my quadruple A's, synced it to one of the Surface Pros, and once it was synced to that, it synced to the Duo just fine. Now, this pen here, I love the ergonomics of it. Like I said, it's not round, it's more triangular. So it's kind of like the original that I have, and mixed with the Surface Slim Pen, because the flat sizes just make it very nice and easy to rest your thumb on a flat surface. So let's go into an on-title page. Right, we'll do a page. We don't need the keyboard, and let's just start to write some things down. So this is the black pen, as I will call it. The delay is almost imperceptible. I'm assuming it's the same tech that they use, so I'm not exactly sure why there are two of these, because they're not the same pen. So the pen does work great in one note. As far as the pressure is, that's light line, a little heavier, a little heavier still. It's pretty much the same kind of thing. All the different levels of pressure these things can do. It appears that the bamboo ink had at least 3 that are easily seen: light, medium, hard. It works out really well, and I actually like the way this pen feels in the hand more so than my original. Now, the original, it was rounded and it felt good, but this one, because of its triangular shape, these little flat ends just make it really nice to have somewhere to rest your finger that's flat. It just feels really, really nice when you're doing these things. Now, as far as trying to surf the web, let's go to Phone Arena. Okay, let's flip that there. Over there, bring back up OneNote. Right, so when going through websites, I think it's even a little better than the original. I don't know if it's the site, if it's the pen itself, but the lag from when I put the pen down and move to when the page itself moves doesn't seem to be as obvious, at least to me. But one thing that I did find when I would use this pen on the Duo, when I write or when I'm trying to go through the web, there are times when I would put the pen down and I would try to interact with the screen and nothing would happen. And then when I went again, it's like the pen would kick in and say, oh yeah, you're trying to do something. I don't know if that's issue with all of them. Maybe, I know it's not the battery because it's a brand new quadruple A battery in there, but this is the only device that did happen with. Again, I did get this used off of eBay. That might be why he was trying to sell the pen. Maybe it's kind of defective that way. I have no way of knowing if all of them are, but overall though, aside from that little bug, that little defect that happens occasionally, I would have to say that this pen is a winner. I really like the way it feels in my hand when I write. My wife actually chose this pen over the other pens to use on her Surface Pro 6. Next we have the Uagic. Now, like I only got this pen because it was really cheap on Amazon, and I was curious if one of these cheaper pens would work just as well as my Bamboo ink. Maybe save some money there. Now, the only issue that I've seen with this pen, and it's not even with that. Let's go to a brand new page. I gotta stop doing that. The only issue I've seen with this pen here is not in the writing aspect at all. Again, it's more round. It does leave a little flat area here. I guess that's for you to put your thumb, which makes sense because they have the buttons right there. When you write, it doesn't always register as it should. You see the little line shake there, and this is a new tip, so that should not be there. Should not be there at all. It's like it's not sure what I'm doing when I put it down. Like the tip itself is kind of vibrating or something. I don't know what it is. But with none of the other pens do I get this weird shake when I'm trying to write. It just does not do straight lines well at all. And I don't need them to be perfectly straight by any means. But when I use one of the other pens, let's do the same thing right. No, there's no shake. Right should I don't I know what I was writing there, but you can see when you look at both of them, this pen has a weird wobble when I'm writing things down, as opposed to the Bamboo ink, which is just appears to be regular ink. I don't know what it is with this one. Also, when surfing the web, one thing that I found happens with this pen, and but it's not happening now, and that's a good thing. It doesn't want to select. I found that when I would go and try to flip through articles or anything like that, if there was a link, it would click on the link as soon as I put the pen down, and that happened more than once, and it was actually really bothersome because it would be a link I don't even want to look at. It would just be something that happens to be on the page, and I'm trying to actually scroll through it, but because the pen landed on the link, the pen thought I was trying to actually interact with the link, and that was not the case. So between not registering some interactions and other times registering interactions that I don't want, and for whatever reason shaking when I write, I don't know what that's about. It feels good in the hand, but those three mishaps right there make this pen really not something I want to use on a regular basis. If I had nothing else, then I would absolutely use it because I need to write things down. But when I know I can't fully depend on the device to work how I need it to, so with that, as much as I like the look of the pen, I like the feel of the pen, I don't like the fact that you have to charge the pen. This pen is definitely not something that I would keep. Now here we have the Microsoft Surface Slim Pen. This is the pen that they advertise with the Duo. When you see it in any kind of ad campaigns, when you see them using the device online or whatever, this is the pen that they have. Now, this is an actually really slim pen. It's not rounded like a regular pen or pencil. It's actually flat, but there is some thought there. It being flat makes it really nice to hold. It's very light. That kind of threw me off, but when I started to use it, I kind of got what they were going for. Again, open up a new page. Now, of all of the pens, this one here feels the best. When I write. The delay is a little less than the bamboo ink. Just so you guys can see it. Again, this is the bamboo ink. See, it didn't even register the first one. This is the bamboo ink. And this is the Surface Pen. It's almost one-to-one with the Surface Pen. Not that the bamboo ink is bad by any means. I've used it for so long, but I do see the difference in writing with this and writing with the bamboo ink. As far as the pressure goes, this thing does a really good job. It's really good with that. I can't even be mad at it at all. Microsoft knew what they were doing when they designed this pen. There really is a cost and worth aspect to these things. This one is probably double the price of all of these. This is, I think it goes for about $150, $160. I got mine for about $100 on sale at Best Buy. So, you know, it's not a cheap writing instrument by any means. But when you do get the chance to use one, you know, you see why it costs what it costs in comparison. Now, let's go into another website. Let's go to Phone Arena. Let's go back to the main area. And here, the delay from when I push the pen down and move it to when the screen moves is also less than the other pens. Everything is a little bit quicker when you use this particular pen. And it never has the missed touch or the extra touch that the Uagic has. It responds a little bit better than the two bamboo inks. So Microsoft really does know their stuff and how they want their device to work. I would expect no less. I mean, this is their Duo, this is their pen, so I would expect it to interact the best with the Duo. I just didn't think that the difference would be so obvious amongst all of these devices, especially the device I have been using since day one, my beloved bamboo ink. Now, as another bonus for this pen, I'm sure you've all seen this before, but because of the magnet that's in here for whatever reason, I don't even know why there's a magnet in here. I guess for the charging case, so you get the power through. It does magnetize to the Duo. I don't walk around with it like this because I use a case on my Duo, but it's nice to have it when you are just going wherever you want to keep the pen close by, because unlike the bamboo ink that have the little pen clip, the little clip here to clip to your pants or your shirt, this has none of that. Now, that isn't really an issue, but what is an issue is the fact I have to charge this device. And being that this has been my go-to device since my original bamboo ink device did break, I've used this at my job, and it's happened on more than one occasion where I go to use the Microsoft Slim Pen and it's dead. And because I only had the one pen, I couldn't write anything down, and I was very annoyed. Now, if it was just a matter of, okay, it's dead, throw it in this little doohickey right here and it'll give it a quick charge, that's not the case. This little case is an extra piece of equipment you have to carry to charge the device. I mean, it's nice that however you put the pen in, it does charge, but why should I have to carry this little extra piece to do that? It's just bothersome. Now, if I happen to bring my Slim Pen with me somewhere, and I forget to bring this guy, and this guy dies, I'm screwed. And I'm annoyed, and I'm upset, and everything else. So I'm not really want to give things a grade, you know, to say, oh, this one is a 5, this one's a 10. That's not me. I just like to say if it works for my needs or not. Now, of these 4 pens, all have their pros, all have their cons in their own way, but surprisingly, even to me, my Bamboo ink is not the pen I would choose out of these 4. As good as it is, I have to admit to myself that the black one, whether this is newer or older, I don't know, feels better in the hand and gives me the same precision as the one I've been using this entire time. They both take a quadruple A battery, so I assume that they would last around the same amount of time. They both have the pen clip or the pocket clip, so I can put it in my shirt, on my pants. They both have the dual buttons. This one has a light. I don't know if the light used to work. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But they both have the 2 buttons, so I can erase and bring up options depending on the device that I am using. The black one is a little thicker, and I like that. It feels better in my hands, especially because of this triangular shape that the black one has. So of these 2, I would choose the black one, the black Bamboo ink, over the gray. And I love the gray, so that's saying something. The Uagic, no. It resembles a pencil the most, but when you use it, it's inconsistent. I didn't like all of the weird issues the pen had when I tried to use it on the Duo. So this one is definitely not something I would recommend for myself or to anyone else for the Duo. Last but not least is the Surface Slim Pen. Now, of all of them, and I can't say I am surprised just because it's a Microsoft pen, this one is overall the best writing experience on the Duo. The only major flaw is you have to charge it in this. Why? I don't know. Just allow it to take off the back, plug in a USB-C, and be on our way. Why even make you have to charge it at all? Take off the back, throw in a quadruple A or one of those watch batteries, and this thing will last forever. Now it lasts, I think, according to the box, 16 hours. I mean, that's pretty much saying you need to charge this thing every night if you plan on using it a lot the next day. I like to interact with my Duo with my pen. I like to write things down. I like to now draw out things when I have a chance. Hell, when I am trying to send off an email or a text, I find myself often going to write it out as opposed to typing it out. With me wanting to use a pencil input like that, I really do wish that this thing, the battery, lasted a much longer time. But aside from the battery, everything else is pretty much great. The feel of it, though, you need to get used to it. How it works with the Duo, the pressure sensitivity, all of that are top notch with this device. I can see why it costs, like I said, double, or in most cases more than double, these other pens here. But you do get what you pay for, at least in this instance. So, of all of the pens that I have here, the Microsoft Slim Pen is the winner.